Hi everyone, welcome to another Zazzle chat. We're back again to show off some of our new products and talk about some of the more exciting things that are going on in the future that you can be designing for. So I'm back again with Monica. Hi Monica.
Hi.
So what products do we have to talk about today?
So we just launched banners, which was a very soft launch. We wanted to launch it earlier for designers so that we could start getting designs before we really started marketing. But it's actually we got a brand new machine to print them, and we are making them here in San Jose. And it's actually a really, really cool product. I think when you look at banners, historically they've been targeted for businesses, and now with efficiencies in printing and at a more competitive price point, I think everyday consumers can use banners as well. And so not wanting to forego the business consumers, we are also trying to target parties and events and occasions. And so we think this will be a really, really fun product. And we're excited that designers to start designing on them.
Yeah, wonderful. So it seems like we were able to find a really competitive price point so that it's not something just for business owners, but your average person throwing a party, etc., can really have their own custom banner.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about, birthday parties, bridal showers, weddings, and then you're going to like the sports, little leagues, football, soccer, like all those sports, it's back to school season. We've already seen sales. We haven't even started really promoting them, and we've seen sales from those going up. Holiday parties in the next couple months. But anniversaries, 50th wedding anniversaries, birthday parties. I mean, banners are just a blank canvas, and it's really exciting to be able to design on that as a designer.
That sounds awesome. So what sort of options do we have for different banners?
So first of all, let's talk about sizes. We have 4 sizes for now, and we chose those 4 sizes because they're kind of the most common one. And I think when you look on the site, we will be adding more in situs, but for now, I think when you look online, it's hard because of the limitations of e-commerce to see how big the banners are and the quality. And so this is the smallest size. It's 3x5, but this is just an example of how big it is. This is the smallest size. Remember, this is the 3x5.
So that's still pretty big.
Yeah, that's and like the quality is really nice. And yeah, so if you can see, the Zazzle, it's very crisp. So this image it's for artistic, but if you look at the Zazzle, the quality is very crisp. We suggest, because it is such a big photo, to 150 DPI is the minimum that you want to use on this.
Okay, so you definitely want to make sure you have very high resolution images for this really large canvas.
Yes. I think we've already seen a couple that if the image you're trying to stretch it out from like a smaller poster, it's just not going to work. Maybe try vectorizing the art, or there's some free sites you can check out. In addition, so this is the horizontal orientation. And then they all print in the vertical orientation. So I'm 5'8", and so this comes up. This is on the floor now. But these are huge, and that's just the smallest size. And now I'm going to show you the largest size. To give you guys context, it doesn't even fit in this room.
Yeah, so that's our smallest size at the 3x5, and then our other options are all at a 2.5 foot. And then a different length. So we have 6 feet, 8 feet, and 12 feet. And this one that they're actually walking past, this is the 12 foot. So it's something that may not seem quite that huge when you're designing, when you see just that small image on the design tool. But it's a very hefty banner, something that's going to make a huge impression and take up a lot of space. So that's something to think about when you're designing.
Yeah. So we're really excited for big and small canvases alike. And I think they'll be really great, honestly, for business to home occasions.
So what should designers take into account as far as the different sizes when they're designing on these banners?
Okay, so unlike some of our other products where it's kind of easy to filter on sizes, the problem with this one is because the sizes are so different, it is hard to have customers switch sizes without really blowing out proportions. I mean, sometimes maybe the 2x5 and the 6 foot and the 2x5 and 8 could potentially work, but if you look at the 2x5 and 6 and the 2x5 and 12, that's over double the length, and it's just not a good consumer experience. So that's why we've actually taken off. Once you publish on one size, it doesn't switch between the other sizes. Obviously, a customer can go in and customize it, but we recommend you maybe putting the size that you originally wanted to publish maybe in the title, and also if you're going to publish 4 different sizes if that's what you want for the different occasion.
Yeah. So it's something to think about for your design of where exactly that design is going to be used, how someone is going to display it, so that you're actually thinking of the size itself as you're designing, since it's something that's a little tough to switch between. So if it's something that is going to be used indoors in a smaller area, you're going to want to go for a smaller size. If it's something that's intended for more outdoor use, something that's going to hang on a big fence, then maybe go for that bigger size. So really think about the actual use of that product when you're choosing the size.
And make sure think about the point of a banner, right? It's to promote something or to get a message across. Obviously, you design it for whatever, but I think for the most part it's to promote something. So make sure if you do have text on there, it's big enough. Mm-hmm. Don't just look at the page, but think about the overall context. Again, we will be adding in situs in the next coming weeks and an education page so that it will be easier for both the designer as well as the consumer to understand the scale of these products.
Yep. Yeah, we're working on that. All right. So what can you tell us about the different material options that we have?
Yeah, so right now there's 2 options. There's an indoor substrate and then an outdoor substrate. And if you read the description below, you'll be like, oh, well, the indoor is a 12 ounce, whereas the outdoor is a 13 ounce. And it doesn't seem that different.
So what is different about
So this is really exciting, learning about banner substrates. And I don't say that sarcastically. So the difference is really if it's indoor or outdoor. So the whole point about indoor is that there's a tensile strength, which is how far a piece of paper you can stretch, like stretchy jeans or like jeggings. They have very high tensile strength, right? Or very low tensile strength, I mean, because they're very stretchy. I'm trying to think, paper probably has a very high tensile strength. And these banners, so that's the difference. So the indoor one is a little stretchier, and then the outdoor one, because you're kind of hanging it, you don't want it too stretchy, otherwise it'll distort the message. The tear strength is also another thing. So the tear strength for the indoor banner is a little, they're both pretty durable, but obviously if you're really strong. I actually tried and I couldn't even, but I'm not that strong. And the outdoor is a lot stronger because if you think about an outdoor one, it's going to have to withstand the elements, wind, sun, mostly wind. But even in a wind tunnel, these will do really well.
Are there any printing differences between those 2 materials?
Yes. So the indoor one it's got a banner on the back and then a smooth surface. So it looks good indoors. And indoors, if you're having a trade show or something, it won't let the light shine through. That's why there's 2 layers. The outdoor is a really rugged, durable material, and because it's rugged,
there's a little bit of texture to it.
There's texture to it.
Okay.
That sometimes, if you look up close, you can see the texture, whereas the indoor one is very smooth. So it really just depends on what the consumer wants. Because it is so, the size is hard to switch, but the material is easy to change. If I was a designer, I would probably publish on the cheapest one, which is the indoor, and then let the consumer change that on their own, since it's up there by the options.
But of course, you are welcome to publish on the outdoor,
Yeah.
as if it's, again, thinking about the actual use of that banner, if it's something that's very obviously going to be hung outside, you would want consumers to have that good experience of a banner that's going to do better outdoors.
Yeah.
Great.
So the interesting to learn about all the substrates.
So another thing, these are pretty intense products, and we want to make sure they last. So do we have any sort of tips for storage, caring for them, things like that?
Yeah, I mean, the great thing is they're really durable and they're really quality products. I think when you look at our products compared to competitors, the quality is just really crisp, and you'll see that when you get it. It's just a very vibrant print as well. They're very easy to clean. You can just really wipe them with a damp cloth. And then you can use them for years to come. They're just a really great product if you want to have a happy birthday that you use constantly or something. Very easy to clean and very durable.
Wonderful. All right, so besides banners, something that we're really excited about is the upcoming presidential elections. It's a little far off in the future, but we're already getting ready. So
I know it's been in the news like so far in advance. I think I was reading a report, the last Republican debate had like 24 million viewers or something crazy. Don't quote me on that. But like even the only other television program that had more was like the Super Bowl. And to provide context, like last year's debate or the previous election cycle's debate was like 3.4 million. And so say what you want about the candidates, but they are bringing attention to the elections.
Definitely. So this seems like a really great opportunity for our designers to have a voice, get involved, and really provide products that customers are looking for. So what kind of tips do we have?
So I think, not just elections, but anytime you see a current event that's like trending or funny, you'll see that our marketplace, people start searching for those, so anything relevant. And one of the best things about Zazzle is that you can get things up quickly. You don't have to wait for, print, cut, and sew or turnaround time. And so, getting relevant products is really what we are seeing selling. I think we got some press for Feel the Burn hot sauce. A designer did that, and those novelty products. We're gonna see. We've seen funny products sell as well as a lot of the smaller candidates. So we've seen a lot of maybe not the front runner, but the second or third guy, because it's harder to find those products. And don't just think about elections with presidential. There's also other elections, and people will start searching for those as well.
Right. So what kind of products do we think will do well for elections?
So this is tricky because we have, the base products that a lot of our competitors have. So buttons, t-shirts, stickers, and those really are our bread and butter, and they sell really well. With a caveat that you can get them a lot of other places. But we also have a lot of novelty products like our hot sauce, cookies, and even like nails, custom nails, that other sites don't have. And so it might get you press, but I would say for the most part, sales have been coming from a lot of the base products. But it's interesting to like maybe get people in with some of the novelty products and have them purchase some of the other products. So it's good to, balance both design areas.
Yeah, and I can definitely see some of the more fun products like ping pong paddles and ping pong balls, fun game things, dartboards perhaps. I think you can really be real creative with these to create things that people aren't going to find elsewhere.
Yeah, and another thing is yard signs. We've actually seen those trending. That's something we have on our site that we're, again, adding in stitches in the next coming weeks because they've been doing really well. They actually, when you look at the site, they just look like another poster, which is, again, a limitation on selling a product online.
Yeah, so we'll be adding more imagery showing what the yard sign actually looks like in real life.
Yeah, but if you actually look at them, they come with like this H sign frame, so you can easily stick it in the ground. You can also, it's like a hard sign, so you can also like put a yardstick behind it, use it as a poster. Like there's, multiple ways. But those have been selling really well. And so if you want to continue designing on those, I think you'll see success.
sounds like an awesome idea. Do we have any other tips for do's and don'ts for election designs?
Yeah, I would say, I think we did mention this in an email that we sent out earlier, but do not use official logos. We have, we just don't want to, that's...
Yeah, so if you are creating designs for a specific candidate, you do want to make sure that you're not utilizing the official logo for their campaign that is the property of that candidate and that campaign. So obviously their name and image are things that you can use as they're part of the public domain, they're public figures, but utilizing any sort of official logos is considered some copyrighted material, so definitely steer away from those. Originality, as always, is our favorite thing.
Yeah, and do be relevant and funny. Again, like I said, follow the news, see what news are trending. Sometimes these things get on BuzzFeed, or your products get on, blogs, and that's when we start seeing traffic to those products, and we'll see a spike in certain products, and we'll realize they've gotten on someone's radar and are selling. Mm-hmm. We've also added a bunch of new products, and we are continually adding new products, but especially a couple for elections. Recently, we just launched the red, white, and blue trucker hat. And Perfect. So, these are great for, obviously, patriotic and elections. Mm-hmm. And so these are kind of a fun addition. And we'll be adding more bumper stickers as well. Because we've listened and we've read some of the suggestions from the forum. Mm-hmm. And so we're hopefully adding that soon to capitalize on the elections.
Great. And speaking of the forums, if you do want some extra help in keeping up with the elections and what's relevant, what everyone's talking about, we are posting some of our own information of what we're keeping an eye on, both in the forums, and if you check out our blog, there is a link where you can sign up to receive email updates from us as well, with some fun information on what's going on with elections to give you some ideas of what to design.
Yeah, we can give you some inside scoop on what we're doing here at headquarters. And lastly, just don't forget to use Zlection,
yes.
The handle, so hashtag. So when we're searching for things, I think internally, it's easier for us to kind of surface your products, but also externally, we kind of want to use that hashtag for the election season. So
yeah, so when you're designing election products, feel free to use that tag Zlection, and when you're sharing your products on social media, your own blog, things like that, use that hashtag Zlection so we can find it on our social media channels as well.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So let's take a look and see if we have any other questions. All right. Yes, so we do see someone did ask about us providing mounting stakes as yard banners. So we do have the stakes for our yard signs.
Yeah.
As far as our banners, do we have an idea if we're going to provide something like that for less hanging and more setting on the lawn?
We currently don't, but that is a great suggestion, and I can definitely look into it.
All right, great. So what else? See, how glossy is the finish on our banners?
It's actually more of a matte finish. It's not that glossy. I think both the indoor and outdoor are matte. I personally like it because it just looks more crisp, but yeah.
Yeah, and there's no reflection that will take away from your actual message, whether it's out in the sun or in some bright fluorescent lights.
Yeah. The indoor is just a little more smooth, like I said, and the outdoor is a little more textured.
Mm-hmm. Great, okay. How about wrinkling or creasing of the banners? What's the best way to avoid that?
I would say roll them. Mm-hmm. They actually are, we forgot to mention, they're actually like really high quality hemmed. They're like thermal welded, so they use heat and welded. And they won't really wrinkle. Like, obviously if you stuff them in a hot car and like they might kind of start taking that shape. But I would say if you roll them and kind of use maybe a container, or use the container that it comes with, that packaging, you won't have a problem with these. They're pretty thick.
And as far as the outdoor substrate, since they are meant to be outside in the elements, how do they hold up to the sun as far as the printing goes?
Yeah, so they will last at least 6 months, if not more. I mean, it's really just straight rubber, and so this color, they're treated for the outdoors, and so you definitely don't have to worry about the elements.
Great, so no fading in about 6 months.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right, so I think that's about all we have for now. As always, please feel free to chime in on the forums if you have any additional questions about our new banners, about our election designs, any of our products that we think are great for elections, and we will see you next time. Thanks.